Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the Doghouse Racing League Shoney's Tuesday Night Truck Series. We're here for the Atlanta 100 as we get ready for round number 4 here in the Doghouse League. Right now, Kevin Powell currently up at the top of the board. Jonathan Jennings currently sitting in second. Adam Gardner third. Mike Leftwich and Jeremiah Stutzman round out your top 5. And as you can see out on track, we see some drafting out there. This is the new version of Atlanta. So we do have a little bit more drafting, almost super speedway like here at Atlanta. My points did not save earlier, so I apologize. I'm getting those up on the screen right now so we can get those looked at. Always something. We got about 2 minutes left here in practice, though, before we get ready to go racing here for 65 laps. And as always, an exciting race for sure. Let's take a look at these points coming into tonight. We see Jonathan Jennings at the top of the board. Kevin Thompson currently sits in second. Adam Gardner, Jeremiah Stutzman, and Kevin Powell, your top 5. Justin McMahon up 3 spots last week, up in the 6th. Donnell Leftwich in 7th, up 4 spots. Big mover for him. Eric Peck drops a spot down to 8th. Michael Bowen drops 4 spots. Is in a tie with Christopher Simon for that 9th position. I'll leave that on the board so you can see where your favorite driver is sitting in the point standings. We'll take a look at our team standings. Elite Southern Racing currently at the top of the leaderboard. Twisted Axle sits back in second. Loud Pedal, Shoney's Racing, Lazy Lizard Racing at the top Motorsports, and Southern Boys Racing. So no change in the points after last week at Kentucky. Again, you're seeing that train like you would see at Daytona or Talladega. A double red line down on the bottom like you would see at a super speedway as well. So watch for these drivers here tonight. It's going to be some amazing racing. We're going to see your pack racing that everybody loves to see. We might even see the big one. Again, thank you everybody who's joining us, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch. It does mean a lot to us. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Ooh, some trouble getting on the pit road for the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman. And of course, let's not forget the Doghouse Racing League is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Of course, those whole strawberry pies are great for the whole family, office gatherings, holidays, picnics, or any celebration you'd like to make just a little bit sweeter. So qualifying is underway now. We've got our first drivers making their way out onto the racetrack. We'll start with Andrew Hayes in the 37. First truck rolling out tonight. Of course, having to stay on the apron until he gets onto the backstretch. Something iRacing implemented a few builds back, and at first I was kind of hesitant about it. But now, after seeing how much it's really cleaned up the racing and allowed drivers to get safely onto the racetrack without having to worry about running over lap cars or cars coming off a pit road, it's definitely made a huge difference. So you see Andrew Hayes coming down the backstretch, right down on that red line, all the way around the track. As he makes his way off of turn number 4 and across the stripe for the first time. He will be fastest currently on the track. Adam Thompson currently sits in second. Second driver across the line. Christopher Simon getting ready to cross the line as well. And that 35 machine comes across the line, and Simon is going to go P2. Both Leftwiches just came across the line as well. Justin McMahon just took the green flag. What did they change, Josh? A few seasons ago, they added the blue stripe on the backstretch that makes people exit on the backstretch. I believe that's about a year ago, and you know, it was definitely a huge improvement to the way that they improve drivers coming off of pit road. It does kind of slow people down for their qualifying attempts, but you know, when that was first implemented, I wasn't a fan. As a super speedway racer, I wanted to get right up onto the track, up to the high lane, right off of pit road, especially in qualifying to get that qualifying speed up. But now, after they've implemented and we've run it for quite a few seasons now, something I definitely like. You know, is still kind of a pain when you're trying to run full throttle down the apron, trying to hold on to it, but it also makes up the challenge too. Yeah, Kai, it actually started, like I said, I want to say it was just before the pandemic. I really want to say it was maybe the December build of 2019. So maybe it's been a little bit longer than that. I don't know. I have to look into that just a little bit more. See Jason Miz out on track. Now you've got me wondering exactly when that rule came out. Adam Gardner currently 8th fastest on the board. And I do know there was a huge uptick of racers once the pandemic really started. So see who else is out there on track. Eric Peck came to pit road and went off pit road. So right now we have no more drivers getting ready to qualify. We still do have about 30 seconds left here in qualifying. So, of course, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Of course, as always, we want to thank some of our great partners as well, like Race EPI for settings, setups, and coaching. Visit raceepi.com, as well as our great partner, the Butt Kicker. The Butt Kicker is an established and trusted leader in haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products let you feel ultra-low frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC console gamers, including professional sim racers. The patented design makes them incredibly accurate, powerful, and virtually indestructible. The Gamer Plus, that's what I have, is new and upgraded sim racing and haptics hardware that reproduces immersive, accurate, and powerful sim racing, flight sim, and gaming effects. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products. Visit thebuttkicker.com. Let's take a look at our starting grid for tonight. On pole tonight is the number 16 of Adam Thompson. Andrew Hayes will roll off from the outside row. Row 2 will find Christopher Leftwich and Jonathan Jennings, and Mike Leftwich and Christopher Simon rounding out row number 3. Justin McMahon and Adam Gardner. Gardner's been on a tear the last few weeks. Back in row number 4, then Jason Miz and Andrew St. Cyr round out your top 10. Jeremiah Stutzman roll off 11th with Steve Gerber in the 12th position. 13th will find Eric Peck and Kevin Powell in 14th. 15th will be Jeffrey Wimmer and Kevin Thompson in 16th. Leander Johnson rolls off 17th and Doug Solms in the 18th position. Rounding out the rest of the field, Teddy Wisniewski and Kenny Heath. As we get ready again for 65 laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So trucks rolling off onto the track as we get ready to go racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So as they come off of turn number 4, we get ready to go green flag racing. Adam Thompson leads them down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Atlanta. Already the field making their way down into turn number 1. Already side by side for lead. We already got trucks down on the apron trying to drop back to the back. So some drivers expecting to see a bit of a aggressive driving up at the front here as we see Adam Thompson down on the low side working to the inside. Jonathan Jennings to come across the stripe to complete lap number 1. Andrew Hayes will lead the first lap. But Jennings and Christopher Simon up on that high side trying to do a little bit of drafting there, trying to get themselves up towards the front. Adam Gardner in the 5th position. A much smaller field than we're used to seeing here in the Doghouse Racing League. As they're already trying to make it 3 wide. We see the one of Eric Peck back there, almost up to the high side. Thought about making the move, but ended up tucking back in line. So right now that low lane is starting to be the real dominant lane at the moment. Everybody kind of lining up on the low side. We see Thompson right there on the back bumper, keeping Andrew Hayes out in front. A little further back, we see still more side-by-side racing. And then we've got another group as they start to be more single or stretched out in the back here. Kevin Thompson running just off the back of the pack, kind of staying off the draft enough to keep himself out of trouble, although now he's looking to the outside of Leander Johnson to move himself towards the front. Chris Leftwich Mike Leftwich, Jeremiah Stutzman, these three drivers, we saw them earlier just jump out of the draft to get themselves up to the front, as Andrew Hayes now has some competition for the lead. Jonathan Jennings up on the high side trying to make the move. Jennings almost able to clear Hayes as they go down into turns 1 and 2. So far, though, everybody kind of just sitting in line right now, just trying to feel out the track, feel out the draft. This is the first time these drivers have been out here in a big group like this, and we're seeing a lot of patience out of these drivers as well. Another driver down on the apron here. That's the 7 of Jason Miz getting out of line, trying to fall back to the back. I don't know if that was intended or if he just got shuffled out of line. Still running side by side pretty much through the entire pack right now. As now Adam Thompson has pushed himself ahead of Jonathan Jennings, but Jennings trying to come back on the outside. And yes, the blue line was the middle of 2019 was when that came out. So it has been a little bit longer than I thought it was, but definitely something that kind of changed the old timers like me who've been doing this forever. Jennings starting to mount a charge back on the outside with Christopher Simon in tow. Also, Andrew St. Cyr up on the high side. I believe that's Eric Peck. Yep, Eric Peck and the 93 of Kevin Powell up on that high side. Kevin Thompson already up 6 positions, up in the 10th. Trying to continue to move his way forward in that blue 21 machine. Now he's going to look back down to the inside of Powell. Oh, big wiggle out of the one of Eric Peck. Able to hold on to it, though, is no easy task. It's not like Talladega or Daytona, but these drivers are still running. You see the speeds down on the bottom down there. 165, 170 through the corner, and about 180 on the straightaways, so very easy to have a big moment. As Kevin Thompson trying to get around Kevin Powell to take over that 9th position. Back up front. Oh, we got M. Gardner down on the apron. Able to save it, holds on to it. What a save for the driver of the 56 machine. We saw one truck get up into the wall. Not really sure who that was. Take a look at this save again as we see Adam Gardner down on the apron and just able to hang on to it. Looks like that was maybe St. Cor that got up into the wall there. Yeah, the 12 of St. Cor has gotten up into the wall. Don't know how much damage he has. We'll see as he comes by here. You see the damage to the left rear of that 12 machine. As he comes by, we'll take a look at the right side, and it doesn't look too bad. But that definitely separated the field quite a bit. Yeah, a little scrape up on the side of the 12. Doesn't look too bad, though. So he should be able to continue on. Remember, no resets in this league. So any damage that these drivers get tonight, they'll have to come down pit road and get it fixed if they want to get back out there. So Gardner, after climbing all them spots, loses all that position when he catches the apron. We see Kevin Thompson now up to the lead. So Thompson just working his way through the field. How about that? Kevin Thompson up to the lead. Jeremiah Stutzman was giving him the hand. Now Jeremiah's up on the high side. And oh, now we've got another one going around. Andrew Hayes down on the apron, almost loses it catching that red line. He's able to hold on to it. And that's going to hurt Kevin Thompson, as Jeremiah Stutzman and the one of Eric Peck are going to be able to get it right on by. So twice now we've seen drivers hitting that apron and losing control. So watch for that the rest of this race, as we could see a huge wreck if someone was to overcorrect on that apron. We see Thompson now down on now the one of Eric Peck down on the line. Crosses over the line and loses it. So a tough night to be the leader or up in the lead pack. We've seen 3 drivers now hit that red line and almost lose it. Keith Batson says, I don't think fast repairs are something that should happen in league racing. If you got damage, you get damage. Try to repair it and get what you can. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I know it's been a hot debate in one of the leagues that I race in, whether or not we should implement fast repairs or not. We do have fast repairs now, and I see it from both sides. You know, sometimes you get caught up in somebody else's incident, especially if you have a lot of newer drivers. But at the same time, it's always fun to create that realism. And, you know, if you're league racing, you drive around people, you drive around all the time, you shouldn't have to worry about using fast repairs. I know the Friday Night League I announced with the original Rebels, they don't use fast repairs in their Gen 6 league. And it's been some of the best and cleanest racing I've seen on iRacing. And same thing with this league. This league is very clean when it comes to lackey yellows, unless it's a place that's a short track, which you expect that at a short track. So Jeremiah Stutzman and Just McMahon up on the high side, trying to take the lead away from Kevin Thompson and Christopher Simon down on the low side. We see Adam Gardner back in the 3rd spot in the low lane. So after almost losing it, he's recovered nicely. Eric Peck currently running back in the 10th position. Of course, the big question is, how much are these guys wearing tires running these speeds in the draft? We know at Daytona and Talladega, tire wear isn't too tremendous, but at a track like this, where it's not quite as highly banked, it's only 1.5 miles, definitely increased tire wear. So we'll watch for that as well. Keith, I couldn't agree more. Not having them, fast repairs forces you to have a better racecraft. You tend to be more careful and attentive when the consequences for over aggressive driving. Yeah, I agree. And sometimes you'll see people be really aggressive, throw it in there 3 wide when they shouldn't. I think it all depends on how long you've been racing around each other, how well you know how each other races, and again, how new the league is. Apparently, you know, obviously if you're having a league where people are running together for the first time, having a fast repair is usually not a bad idea because you never know. You haven't really raced around each other. But in a league like the Doghouse Racing League that's been around for many years, and you can tell by the racecraft here, as these drivers are still running side by side here at Atlanta, the fast repair system is not something that's really needed. So Jeremiah Stutzman just nosing out in front of Kevin Thompson to take the lead. Is he going to be able to clear Thompson here as they go down through the quad oval and down into turn number 1? Looks like he's clear. Is he going to take it, though? That's the question. Is Thompson's coming back on the inside with Christopher Simon giving him the push. And the field has pretty much gathered itself back together now. Before we saw a big spread out through the field, and now everybody's within just about 2 seconds of each other. So some intense racing here. And while we've got some intense racing, let's go ahead and do a little thing called pumping up the intensity. Man, it sounds awesome listening to those trucks here at full song making their way around this Atlanta Motor Speedway. Still no change for the lead. Kevin Thompson and Jeremiah Stutzman battling back and forth. Continue to trade the lead lap after lap. As we are about 4 laps away from halfway. Ooh, one truck real slow down on the bottom of the track. That is the 93 of Kevin Powell, who is a lap down, letting everybody by. So he was on pit road earlier in the race. See McMahon almost looking to the outside of Stutzman. Kevin Batson says he paints custom schemes as a side hustle. If there's anyone in need of a paint, they can reach out to him anytime. So you can check him out in the Facebook chat. He's put his name up in there. And if you're looking for iRacing paint, feel free to reach out to Keith. KB Graphics. That's GRAFX. So as our leaders continue to run side by side, not just are we almost to halfway here, that tells me that we're almost here to pit stops as we see the back of the field starting to get single file, preparing for pit stops. We know that if they can make it to halfway, they'll only have to make it a one-stop race. Of course, these drivers out front, drivers like Thompson and Stutzman, using more fuel, leading the pack, burning the, pushing the air around for everybody else. So we see Thompson push up just a little bit, starting to tell me those tires are starting to give up grip. As we work lap number 32 of 65. So this would be halfway, and halfway points would be awarded at the stage. Now, no yellow for the stage, but halfway. Of course, our Halfway stage break sponsor, midway stage sponsor is Tiffany Leftwich. From wax and warmers to oils and soaps, Pink Zebra has you covered. To place an order, visit our halfway sponsor, Tiffany Leftwich page at pinkzebra.com/sprinklebutterflies or click the link below in the description. As now everybody's coming down pit road. Oh, Kevin Thompson loses it down on the pit road. He's able to get it refired, but unfortunately for him, a tough break as he's going to lose the draft here as we see the rest of the field coming around with McMahon as the lead. Now we see him. Oh, another one around the 16. The other Thompson, Adam Thompson now around coming onto pit road. Christopher Simon misses pit road completely. He's going to have to go back around. There's Leander Johnson. No caution, though. So caution does not fly as now Steve Gerber is your leader. So 2 sets of pit stops so far. 2 drivers having trouble getting onto pit road and losing it. We'll have to watch here, see if anybody else has any trouble in this third pack as they're making their way to pit road. And now the 73 is around trying to get out of it. He saves it, though. What a save for Jeffrey Wimmer. And oh, Steve Gerber currently driving through the grass here as he was knocked around. So only 1 truck left out on the track. Mike Leftwich, who's going to be pitting by himself, so that actually might give him a bit of an advantage here as he's not going to have to worry about drivers spinning here. We got 1 truck stopped on the backstretch down on the apron, so not going to bring out a yellow as now Leftwich able to easily get on pit road all by himself. And Christopher Simon just had to reset as he had some issues here. So as they come back around, Jeremiah Stutzman will be your leader. And he's got a pretty big lead over Adam Gardner running in second. Gardner almost loses it on the apron trying to get back up to speed. Here comes a pack with McMahon, Peck, and Miz. And Stutzman, who's got a 3-second lead, is going to be a sit and duck as that interval is shrinking quickly. As we see just how quickly that lead is shrinking. Now just 2.3 seconds separate your leader and second place, Justin McMahon. You see them actually side by side behind. So Eric Peck now to the lead of this group, and that's exactly what Jeremiah wants to see, is drivers side by side as Miz watches up the track, almost catches the wall. It looks like everybody but Jeremiah took 4 tires. Jeremiah only took 2. That's why he's out in front by so much. But with these drivers running in a pack like this, they're going to easily run down that 71 machine. And you've got Adam Gardner, Christopher Leftwich, Andrew Hayes, and Jeffrey Wimmer lined up here as well. As now Stutzman has McMahon closing in quickly. A 10-mile-an-hour difference between the leader and that pack that's going by him on the high side. Stays down to the inside, trying to make it as hard for them to go around as he can. That's going to move Justin McMahon, Eric Peck, and Jason Miz up to the lead of this, although Miz was not quite able to clear Stutzman as fast as he thought he was going to. And now this next group, led by Adam Gardner, is almost caught back up to the first group. So Eric Peck now going around McMahon for the lead. And oh, Stutzman. Wow, what's almost some contact there between Stutzman and Miz. Gardner's going to go down to the inside. Eric Peck up there all alone right now, looking for someone to give him any bit of help. They come down across the stripe. We have just 25 laps to go and already back to 2 by 2 through the field as Adam Gardner leads this race over Eric Peck and Jeremiah Stutzman. So some aggressive moves real quick in the front here as they get all settled out. And we see the right side of Miz, that 7 machine, has been up into the wall. We saw a big scrape on the side of that. We'll see if that hinders his ability to move forward, although he is given a big shove to Eric Peck as they approach turn number 3. Gardner almost catching that apron again. We saw that earlier. People getting into trouble touching that apron as Eric Peck able to nose ahead and take the lead for momentarily, but Gardner able to fire back on the inside. Now Stutzman hits that red line, almost loses it, washes up the track a little bit. That's going to give the advantage up to the high side as Adam Gardner saw that run coming, goes up there and blocks. So now Gardner kind of running this like a super speedway, blocking and throwing some blocks and protecting both lanes. Ooh, Stutzman almost comes up into the side of Eric Peck, but able to hold on to it. And again, if that was to happen, we could have ourselves a big one like you would see at a super speedway. But now Peck giving the business to Gardner, taking a look to the inside. Here comes Stutzman taking a look to the inside, Peck to the outside. Gardner able to stay out in front, though. Able to throw that block on the 71. And with just 21 laps to go, it's really anybody's race. Will it be Adam Gardner, Eric Peck, or will somebody else make their way from the back of this pack? Oh, Gardner up into the wall. A little bit of a bump draft gone wrong. And that puts Eric Peck now up into the lead. Now, how much damage does Gardner have? Looks like he was just able to just scrape the wall. Doesn't look like he did too much damage to that machine. And we see Jonathan Jennings now up to the outside, trying to make some moves. And yeah, you see the right side of that 56 machine scraped up. Doesn't look like it's in bad enough shape where he might that might hinder him. Looks like he'll be able to stay right here in the draft. Gardner tried making it 3 wide. Now Miz is back up into the wall. McMahon almost followed him up there. And with 19 laps to go. So Jess McMahon now almost losing the draft here. He might have lost the draft. He might be in a bit of trouble. We see Jason Miz has lost the draft. And he is not going to be part of this front group anymore. So you can all but count out that 7 machine as a big aggressive move is made by the 91 of Jonathan Jennings to take over the lead from Eric Peck. Jeremiah Stutzman right there behind, trying to follow the 91 on through. And your pole sitter, Andrew Hayes, right here in the mix as well. Stutzman, Jennings side by side for the lead. Andrew Hayes and Eric Peck trying to do what they can to have their partner in front stay out in front. And much like a super speedway race, it's all about having partners, about having someone you can trust behind you. As we saw earlier from Adam Gardner, Stutzman having a bit of a connection issue there. Having somebody behind you that's not very comfortable and not very good at pushing can really wreck your race, as Gardner almost lost it when Peck gave him a bad push. Now can Gardner return the favor? Whoops. So it's been almost clearing the 91 of Jonathan Jennings. Now we're 3 wide, and Stutzman stuck in the middle going backwards. He's going to get sucker holed all the way to the back of this pack as Andrew Hayes and the 13 of Chris Leftwich take over the lead on the low side. And Leftwich now forcing in the middle, 3 wide for the lead. Down into turns 1 and 2 there, 3 wide for the lead. Tight racing. Jennings up on the high side. Leftwich in the middle. Can Leftwich get a little bit of help here? Yes, he's got, I believe that is the 19 of Steve Gerber. Yeah, now Christopher Leftwich has the 91 come up into the middle lane, trying to offer him a little help. Oh, some contact between Leftwich and Peck. 15 laps to go, and the intensity is starting to ramp up here as we are still 3 wide in the middle of this pack. No! Peck is around right in front of the field. Catches McMahon. This will bring out the caution. This will be our first wreckage rewind of the night. Took him a little while to get that first caution tonight, but when it happened in incredible fashion. We saw a lot of 3 wide racing, and this was just a product of the 3 wide racing. So we'll take a look here from the blimp. We see Leftwich in the middle. The 73 of Wimmer down on the low side. And yeah, we'll take a look at that again. It looks like Wimmer came down, caught that apron. We've seen that a couple times. That shoots him up the track into the 13 of Leftwich, who catches Eric Peck. Peck tries to hold on to it. He comes right down the track in front of McMahon. Look at the move that Adam Gardner makes to get through it, along with Jeremiah Stutzman. Christopher Leftwich barely sneaking through with no damage. And how about this? Andrew Hayes and Eric Peck both staying out. The rest of the field coming down onto pit road, taking tires. Steve Gerber, Jeffrey Wimmer both took 2. Jonathan Jennings, he took 4. Thompson just coming off pit road, he took 2. Doug Solms took 4. Jeremiah Stutzman 4. So everybody else taking 4 tires. And something just happened to Eric Peck. I don't know. See him run low down here on the bottom. Oh, his engine blew. So that's going to take the one right out of this race. So one of the cars that was showing a lot of speed and up at the front ends up with too much damage. Really no fault of his own. Just wrong place, wrong time, as Wimmer caught the apron just a little bit, pushed him up the track into Christopher Leftwich, and then up into that one machine. So a tough break. We're talking about no resets earlier. That's one of those positions where you're up on the high side. You've got no control over what happens, and you kind of wish you had the reset, but the lights are off on the pace car. We're going to re-rack them, restack them, and refire them. One more time, we want to thank Shoney's for being our series sponsor. Doghouse Racing League's Tuesday Night Truck Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Of course, we want to thank all of our great sponsors that help out here in the Doghouse Racing League, not just Shoney's, but Pink Zebra, our halfway sponsor. Check out Tiffany Leftwich's web store by visiting the link below in the description or visiting Pink Zebra at home or pinkzebrahome.com/sprinkle butterflies. But here we go. We're re-racked, restacked, and getting ready to refire here tonight with just a few laps to go. Going to have 10 laps to go when they come across the line here. Andrew Hayes is going to lead them back down to the Geico restart zone. Green flags back in the air. We are back racing here in Atlanta, and a big jump for our leader as he's able to get 5-6 car lengths out in front of the field, which is not going to help him as Steve Gerber has the 91 of Jonathan Jennings right there on the back bumper, able to push him forward and possibly push him right up to the lead. Andrew Hayes with no help on that low side. Jennings and Gerber going to go right to the lead. Now Jeffrey Wimmer coming to give a little bit of help. As now they're going to go back 3 wide. No, they're back to 2 wide. As now Gerber down on the low side. Jennings up on the high side. We got one in the wall in the back. That's Leander Johnson up in the wall. He's able to keep going. No. Andrew Hayes caught the apron. He almost lost it. We've seen that again. So now Hayes is going to fall all the way to the back of the pack. Here comes Jennings with the help of Adam Thompson now. And Adam Thompson, who had trouble getting on the pit road earlier, now finds himself running third. The other Thompson, Kevin Thompson, we see that blue and white 21 truck up on the high side right behind Justin McMahon. We know he knows how to work the traffic here and get through. Can he make his way back up to the front with just 8 laps to go? Adam Gardner's also right back in this as well, as he can get himself up towards the front. Right now, though, Jonathan Jennings working that high lane, and Steve Gerber has Jeffrey Wimmer all over the back bumper. Wimmer taking a look to the inside, not quite close enough to peek the bumper underneath. There's Jason Miz now looking to the inside, but still, again, not close enough to put any pressure on as they come off of turn number 2 down the backstretch, 2x2x2. Oh, wiggles and wobbles out of the 16 machine. Another truck down on the apron. That's Wimmer. Comes back up in front of Miz. They're 3 wide. Miz down on the bottom. Stutzman able to clear the 73. The 73 gets turned through the grass. 1 car spin, no caution. No caution on the track. And we stay green. Stutzman now trying to make a move down on the inside. Thompson, Adam Thompson tries to make the block, but too late. Here comes Kevin Thompson on the inside. He is right there behind the 19 of Steve Gerber as they come across the line. Just 5 laps to go. The intensity is starting to ramp up here as Jonathan Jennings up on the high side with Adam Thompson getting the push. Jeremiah Stutzman down on the low side. Ooh, the 91 separated from the 16 just a little bit. That allows Jeremiah to get a big shove from Gerber to the lead. Now put the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman up into the lead as he's battling side by side with Jonathan Jennings. Stutzman held the points lead for most of last season without winning a race. Trying to get his first win here tonight. He's down on the inside. He's got Steve Gerber shoving all over the back bumper. Kevin Thompson now up into the 4th position. Down across the line, just 3 laps to go. Gerber all over the back bumper of Jeremiah Stutzman. A little side draft between Gerber and the 91 of Jennings as they rocket down the backstretch. Next time we cross the line, we'll have just 2 laps to go. Now, if the yellow flag comes out before the white flag, we'll have ourselves a green-white checker. Once the white flag comes out, though, that yellow flag will be put away as Stutzman now has a car length lead over Jonathan Jennings up on the high side. Gerber trying to give everything he can as they're coming up on the lap truck of Jeffrey Wimmer. Off of turn number 3. Will they make it to the white flag? Yes, they will. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. Jeremiah Stutzman down on the bottom. Jennings getting a big shove up on the high side by Adam Thompson. Thompson has a big wiggle as they enter turn number 1. Oh, Jennings gets turned right in front of the field. Jeremiah Stutzman now out in front by himself. They're still wrecking behind. Continuing the wreck behind. Stutzman with a huge lead out in front now. He's going to come across the line, and Jeremiah Stutzman is going to get the win here at Atlanta. Adam Thompson coming across the line in second, and Kevin Thompson is going to hold on for the 3rd position. Adam Gardner and Andrew St. Cyr are going to round out your top 5. But how about this? Jeremiah Stutzman last season was able to hold on to the points lead for most of the season, really. Finally gets himself a win here at Atlanta. Tempers will be flying, though, or tempers will be fuming here, I am sure. Stutzman's going to come down onto the front stretch. He's going to come down and celebrate his win. What a wild finish here tonight. Adam Gardner comes in and offers his celebration as well. Let's take a look to kind of see what happened here. We know the 91 got turned around. And it looks like Gerber just kind of came up the track a little bit. Might have had a little help from behind, but that sends that 91 into a spin. See Kevin Thompson and Adam Thompson both involved in this, really. And then as they come down the backstretch, we see they're 4 wide for a moment. And just more contacts made right there. And that's what allows the 21 of Kevin Thompson to sneak through along with Adam Gardner. Man, what a wild finish here tonight. Let's take a look at the results. And again, Jeremiah Stutzman getting the win. Adam Thompson comes home second. Kevin Thompson, try that again. Jeremiah Stutzman gets the win. Adam Thompson, Kevin Thompson, Adam Gardner, and Andrew St. Cyr round out your top 5. Jason Miz comes home in 6th. Steve Gerber 7th. Andrew Hayes, Jonathan Jennings, and Mike Leftwich round out your top 10. 11th was Chris Leftwich, Justin McMahon in 12th. Jeffrey Wimmer, Doug Solms, and Christopher Simon make up your top 15. Leander Johnson comes home 16th. Eric Peck in 17th. And Kevin Powell in the 18th position. As we get ready to talk to your top 3, yeah, people saying that was fun. Great racing, guys. Good run. Kevin Thompson. Crazy, only 1 car didn't wreck. Yeah, it seems like only 1 car was able to make it through there. Let's talk to our 3rd place finisher, the driver of the 21, Kevin Thompson. Kevin, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, I got you.
Man, what a wild last lap there. First off, we saw the trouble you had coming on pit road. You catch the caution late in the race and get you back in position, and then well, I'll just say it, all hell breaks loose there going down the backstretch. Walk us through that last lap there.
Yeah, when you get runs here, you have nowhere to go. The track's too narrow. Had a good run. Stacked up 2x2, nowhere to go. It looked like Jonathan and Gerber got into each other, and I just stayed in the gas, try to get through the hole. Luckily, I hit the inside wall and bounced off and kept going and brung it home 3rd.
Yeah, great run for you. And we saw you were able in that first run, when you got up to the lead there, you just kind of drove through the field. What was it? You said everybody was stacked 2x2, but you just were in the right place at the right time, kind of making your way through the field, huh?
Yeah, I waited until everybody singled out to make my move and went to the top. And I knew if I got to the top, I could drive around the other trucks in the inside. And Jeremiah was pushing me to the lead and had a good race there. And congrats to him for winning the race.
For sure. And we saw the issues on pit road. I'm talking to you because there's nobody else in the waiting room, so I might as well make my time. Uh, getting on the pit road here seemed really tricky. You had trouble getting on pit road. Adam Thompson had trouble getting on pit road. There was I believe it was the Jeffrey Wimmer had trouble getting on pit road. How tough is it to get on pit road here? What was the issue people were having?
It's totally different here than it is like say Daytona, Talladega. Um, you're going a lot faster here, uh, mile and a half, high banked, and you're going so much faster trying to get on pit road. And what happened to me is I didn't want to wreck Jeremiah that was in front of me, so I just locked him up and spun the truck out.
Well, either way, a great job for you tonight. Coming home in third. Before we let you go, anyone we want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give here tonight, Kevin?
Yeah, my teammates at Twisted Axle, my family that watches every week, Daniel for putting us on, and y'all calling a great race.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium. I know you last year's Truck Series champion, having a good season again this year. Hopefully, we'll see if you can repeat this season. So, good luck the rest of the way out.
No, thank you.
So, that was your third place finisher, Kevin Thompson. I don't see Adam Thompson or Jeremiah Stutzman joining us in the booth here. So, that's going to do it for us here tonight in the Shoney's Doghouse Shoney's Tuesday Night Truck Series. Again, don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Of course, don't forget to check out our great partners as well. Shoney's, the Doghouse Racing League's Tuesday Night Truck Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Don't forget to check out Tiffany Leftwich's web store at pinkzebrahome.com/sprinkle butterflies, or check the link below down in the description for wax warmers, oils, and soaps. Check out pinkzebra.com. And of course, our great partner here at Intensity, the Butt Kicker. If you're looking for that little extra seat of the pants feel, check out the Butt Kicker. The accurate, powerful, and virtually indestructible transducers give you a real seat of the pants feeling. You can feel the rumble of the engine, the gear shifts when the tires start to break loose. They're used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers. They work with sim racing, flight sims, shooting games. You can even hook it up for music and movies. So if you want to see the full line of Butt Kicker products, go ahead and check it out at thebuttkicker.com. Again, thank you everybody for joining us here again tonight. Congratulations again to Jeremiah Stutzman with the win. Don't forget to join us after this one as the SCSRA Truck Series will be taking on Las Vegas Motor Speedway for a doubleheader race, 2 50-lap races. You're not going to want to miss that. Top 10 invert for the second race. So it's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be kicking off here in about a half hour. So join us back here on Intensity Broadcasting. If you want to know anytime we go live, don't forget to hit that little notification bell. And as our boy Atlee, Atman Weiss would say, over and out.